okay and that I'm streaming. As usual, it always starts a really delayed stream, but welcome to another episode 13 of Shenmue. Let me know if my audio seems a little bit weird. This is what took me a few minutes after 9 going live, and only because I was like messing with audio. I had different connections. Last time, if you didn't watch my episode 12, I had a headset on and I was playing like that, but today I have a completely different setup, and then messing with the audio settings and a bunch of other stuff I was doing. It's crazy. So what did I learn about Twitch? If you're new to this, please consider following. I'm doing the Shenmue series. It seems that we're almost finishing. I usually update you guys on Twitch, then the story, then we start gameplay. So Twitch, did I learn anything this time? Well, yes. I learned that some people just have a natural calling for Twitch. And looking at different channels and how they have this thing set up and how they do their Twitch streams, and then just play, talking about things they notice and just keep playing. That's pretty cool, pretty entertaining, watching them experience games and play it, and then you just get to join them. I guess I've been doing it a little differently with actually digging deep into the Shenmue franchise while I do this. And that's what I'm going to continue to do, because that's kind of how I'm differentiating myself. But we'll see if we get to grow and go from here. Now usually I have a screen that I can see my chat window right in front of me, but I've got this alarm going on still, so let me just hit it. This happens like every time I'm streaming. It's kind of more like, hey, you should be streaming. It kind of sounds like the Ryo Hazuki watch. Anyway, when he has to like go home or something. So that's that. Let's catch you up on the story before I forget, because it's been exciting that we've gotten this far, and I thank you guys for joining me on this whole adventure. Corey Marshall has been streaming a couple of hours Mondays and Fridays, and he's actually done a pretty good job of catching up to us, because we only do about an hour. He's been doing like 2 hours, but we are at the conclusion of the Shenmue story, of the Shenmue 1. So let's catch you up on the whole story real quick in like a couple sentences, and then we'll continue. Ryo Hazuki's father was murdered to capture a mirror and get revenge, because Ryo Hazuki's father killed the antagonist's father. The antagonist's name is Lan Di. He's involved with the Chiyu Men, which is Chinese mafia. Ryo wanted revenge. Ryo investigated on what could have happened, and it turns out that those that guided Lan Di to Japan were a gang called the Mad Angels, which worked at the harbor. Ryo got a job at the harbor, beat up a couple of Mad Angels thugs, trying to get more information. Then, because the Mad Angels are a gang and they wanted this kid to stop, they actually kidnapped his girlfriend, or not girlfriend, just to get at him and get him to stop. But then Ryo bargained to get his girlfriend back as long as Ryo would beat up Guizhang. And then he said, fine, I'll do it, but you gotta take me to Lan Di. And he's like, alright, we'll do that if you beat up Guizhang. And that's where we're at right now. Guizhang is a friend of Ryo who has been helping him out. So here we go. Let's keep going from here. Let's grab control. No, I don't want to do settings. Let's sleep. Let's go to the second camera angle so you guys can see what happens. And let me know if you can't hear anything, because again, I was messing with my audio, so I'll just boot out and go to my audio. So Nozomi's fine. Had a promise Terry I'd beat up Guizhang Chen. Tomorrow at 10 p.m. go to warehouse number 9. Here we go. The excitement begins. He's determined without
Tom.
fear.
Hey, Ryo! Working hard at the harbor today, eh?
Yeah.
What's wrong? You seem kinda blue.
No, I'm alright.
Okay. Tell
Here
you
we go.
what. You come on by later and let me treat you to lunch, okay?
Young man, have a seat.
Sure.
I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to ask you to resign.
Really?
Am I fired?
Yeah, I'm afraid so.
Why?
You see, there's been a mess of trouble since you started. Now, I know it ain't all your fault, but, well,
And?
when trouble starts affecting my company, that's a problem. You know what I mean?
Yes, I understand. Thank you for everything.
So in this life simulation, we simulate getting fired. How depressing. It's like, hey, I should check with everybody. It's like, hey, you just got fired. Let's check with Tom again. Because now we know everybody, but we're also fired, which is pretty sad. Always happy.
Hey, Ryo!
Tom,
It's cold. I'll get you some coffee, okay?
I don't feel like coffee today.
Hey, Ryo, look! Phew.
Tom, what was that leg move?
A friend taught me this. It's a tornado kick. You want me to teach you?
Accept.
Yeah, teach me.
Okay, it's your lucky day. First, the music.
I love this character.
First, I'll teach you the steps. You watch carefully, okay? Step forward, step again, then kick. Okay? Very simple, okay? First, try the steps. You take 2 steps toward me. Okay? Okay, ma, nice steps. Next, after the second step, kick. Now, Ryo, you try it, okay? Okay, very good. Pretty good for the first time. But that's just like you, Ryo.
Thanks, Tom.
No, no, no. This is how it's done, okay? 2 steps forward then. And second kick. This is the real tornado kick. Now, Ryo, you try it, okay?
And then the Dreamcast would be beeping right
Yeah,
now.
perfect. You got the rhythm now.
Thanks, Tom.
The tornado kick is very powerful, okay? This kick is perfect for when you're surrounded by multiple opponents. Do you want to practice longer?
No, I got it.
No, that's okay.
Okay, you mastered the leg move great.
You're a good teacher, Tom. Thanks. What's wrong?
I got something I need to tell you, Ryo.
Tell me what?
Tomorrow, I go back to America.
What? All of a sudden?
Not suddenly. I've been planning to for a while.
Thanks for telling us.
Tom,
Ryo, why are you going on your trip?
I
bet it has something to do with your father.
Yeah.
I thought so. Me? I'm going back to my home. And you'll be leaving soon too. Nobody can stop you.
Tom,
Even though we part ways, you'll still be one of my best friends.
you're mine too.
Today's the last day for Tom's hot dogs. Get 'em while you can.
Yeah, I'll have one.
Pretty sad. So much story going on.
My friend. Tom.
That's a long plane ride. That scene took place in the Dreamcast advertisements of the game, and never knew that was the last part of the game. Here we go. I don't know if I'm ready. On Christmas Day, it's happening.
You sure got guts coming here. This way. Follow me. Wait here.
Is Guizhang coming here?
He passes through here on his way home from work.
Here he comes.
He's so determined he'll
I'm outta
turn on
here.
a friend. It's kind of crazy.
Hazuki, why are you here?
Guizhang, I want to fight you.
What? What are you talking about?
Ready?
What?
What?
Exactly. He took first hit. I just learned that move.
Guizhang, pretend to lose.
Say what?
Terry will take me to Land D.
You trust a punk like Terry?
Well, what are my chances? It's like he's, again, immature and naive. Really hard to stop. Ah, tornado kick worked.
You'd be better off losing.
Lose to you?
Go down before you get hurt.
What? By a kick like that?
Huh, you call that a kick? Huh.
Gotcha.
So you're serious?
You aren't?
You're on!
Bring it on.
They're both beaten up. And what happens here
All right, Hazuki.
is Shenmue.
Come on! You know, you're not too bad.
Nor you. It's my lucky day. I'll get rid of both of you at one time.
No! I pressed it, but it... Alright, we'll see this again.
Alright, Hazuki.
Well, come on.
I tried to see if I could just skip it and go right to the Q to E, but we'll just go to it.
You know, you're not too bad.
Nor you. It's my lucky day. I'll get rid of both of you at one time. Just as I suspected.
Hey, can you move?
Let's settle our dispute later.
You're on. That's low, Terry.
I will make you pay. You like me that much? Let me invite you to hell.
Wait!
Prepare for the largest battle in gaming history. Well, one of the largest, at least at the time. 70-man battle. And this was after a game where you barely fought because it was mostly story.
Your middle name?
Save your complaints for later.
We gotta do this.
Watch yourself.
Let's hope I make it. We are outnumbered, outmanned. Okay. Done. What's up, punk? Where you going?
Okay, who's first?
Who's first? One punch and he's down. Alright, come on, save some for me. This is why I did the elbow assault as much as I could. Oh!
You got potential.
No kidding. Come on.
All power, no focus.
I'm focused, alright. I'm like a train. They just come out of nowhere.
Shall I take them all on?
Seriously.
That's it.
Just knock them down like pinballs.
Come on!
Come on. Boom. Next. Oh, you got a weapon now.
You're pretty good!
Come on, put down that weapon.
That's the Hazuki style?
No, it's not. I'm taking them all on. Oh, you got me. Walk around. Oh, snap. He picked up a box. Put that down. Damn it.
Not too bad.
See, this reminds me of like days like when you had traditional beat 'em ups, but this is a lot more intense.
I'll kill you!
And now this is where it gets tough. Again, I'm defaulting to elbow because I know that's my most powerful move, and it'll weaken him the most. Even though he knocks me. Oh man, nice. Ah. All right, I'll give a guy credit. Oh, snap. I'm laying into him. Laying into him. He's laying into me too. I've never been attacked like this. And he's done. Oh! I thought he was done. Now he's done. That was unexpected.
Hazuki, stand back. This one is mine. Just who the hell you think you're dealing with? Yeah.
I'll take this. Gotta learn to fight fair. Your left!
Yeah.
The usual hand grab.
Now, where is Landy?
Never give up, do you?
Tell me!
That creepy skinhead, he took him out to the ship.
What?
Too bad, huh? You want him that bad. You better start swimming.
Damn.
Terry doesn't seem
After
that
all
powerful.
that, still didn't get Landy.
You're going after him?
Well, I just can't give up. But how can I?
I'll talk to my father. I'll ask my father to help you out.
Really?
Contact me later, okay?
Guizhang,
What?
thank you.
No. That's my line.
So he's finally thanking people who help him. We're gonna save, but we're not done yet. We're gonna keep going. This story's not over, and we're about halfway done with this stream only. So Tom went home to the US. We defeated Londi, but... we defeated Terry, but Londi's gone.
Hiro-san! Here, it's for you. From Ine-san, and it's not much, but from me.
He's so nice.
Fukusan. Take care, and come back in one piece.
Leaving his rich home behind. It's all he knows. And that's where the journey really begins. But he didn't say goodbye to Ine-san. And she's also someone so nice. To me, it's a little strange that Ryo would treat them like their kindness is expected. And that's kind of partially due to his immaturity and the lessons he's got to learn. Because he's so focused on revenge that he doesn't think of the complexity about asking the question why. Asking what does his father have to do with this mission that he's now on. And all the secrets that his father kept from him are the reason that he's now going to not only go after Londi, but discover where his family comes from and his true past. One last walk through Dobuita, leaving it all behind to commence this epic journey. All the familiarity of kids playing in the streets, people he knows just walking the streets, and a familiar town that whenever he walks by, he just recognizes as home. There's no reason to think that everything around him and everybody around him isn't someone who he can, if not already trust, continue to trust if he ever does speak with them. But it's not about that. None of that matters right now. This is Ryo's story. This is the beginning of Shenmue by Yu Suzuki. Beginning, yes, as much as we have seen and we have experienced together. That's why you see Game U in the background. Because that game is by Yu Suzuki. And it's the tale of Ryo and his quest to grow up. His quest to discover who he is and who his father was. What's the deal with this mirror that was taken? And finally get his hands on Londi. So many people in this franchise have thought that the whole point of everything was revenge. To me, this has never been a revenge story. But let's proceed. This is really a story about becoming the man that your father
Your foolishness knows no
Was.
bounds, eh?
Thank you for arranging my trip to Hong Kong.
Thanks to you, the Longjaw was thwarted. It was the least I could do.
Thank you very much.
You're too reckless. It worries me, so I'm going with you.
What do you mean?
I cannot allow you to go alone. Besides, we also need to know what Lan Di is doing.
That's the gist of it.
The diving swallow style should be useful on your journey.
What?
A style from the Hebei province in use since the Song dynasty. I will teach you its most sacred move, the swallow flip. Guizhang,
Yes.
you utilize your opponent's attack to flip them. First, I will explain the basic form. Watch closely. You take one step backwards to parry the opponent's attack. Then focus power in your arms to throw your opponent off balance. Immediately kick their legs out and flip. In actual combat, you'd strike here. The throw alone won't incapacitate your opponent. First, try to execute the proper form. Shift your weight while taking one step back. So you've acquired the form. Next, as you drop, use your arms to throw your opponent off balance. Well then, give it a try. Yes, that is correct. Kick your opponent's legs out and flip. Well then, give it a try. Yes, that's the proper form. But to truly master the swallow flip, you must be able to anticipate your opponent's attack. Guizhang, spar!
What?
Practice is required to master the attack quickly. You must attack him in earnest.
I will.
Begin. Excellent. Well executed. You have more ability than I thought.
I'm glad you can make it too.
No, sir.
Cake man.
You're a superior instructor.
This story's only beginning.
This technique works best when you can anticipate your opponent's attack. Do you wish to practice further to master the timing of the attack?
Nope. We're good.
No, thank you. I think I can manage now.
Very well. Then there is nothing more that I can do.
I am in your debt.
You're going?
Yes.
All these moves you're learning and all this fighting near the end of the game. Uh-oh.
Look out! Guizhang! Behind you!
You're not going to Hong Kong because the great Chai will defeat you.
Chai took Lan Di on the ship. We lost to him in the arcade. For those who have played Virtua Fighter, most of these combatants from Lan Di to Chai resemble Virtua Fighter opponents. And this battle you could actually have in Virtual Fighter if you pick the two right characters. Ryo being Akira and Chai being another character. I forget his name, so I'm not even going to try to say it. Alright, Chai. Chai is a very hard striker. And when he hits you, ooh, you feel it. So you almost have to take your time fighting him. Make sure that he doesn't destroy you. And what I do is, this may seem a strategy, but so I don't lose, is that I'll keep my distance from him. And recover health a little bit. So that I can fight him and not lose completely. And the only thing that he'll do as you back away from him is just slowly approach you, and then when he does these attacks, you could position yourself far enough to where you can recover some energy and then proceed to fight him. And yeah, I kicked him in the back. Because one of the lessons that Ryo needed to learn for the longest is patience. Fight smart. And that's how you can defeat your opponent. Nope, not hitting me today. See? Timed attack, just a little jab. Took him out. He dodged my kick. But it didn't dodge that. Come on, Chai. Come on, Chai. Now, if you see, one of the things that bothered me about this fighting engine was as much as the camera would pan, that would throw my movements that I'm trying to do off balance. So like, what direction do I do some of these moves on? Like, I don't know. Again, Chai's giving me a run for my money. Sapping my energy away. Time it. Time it. Need a couple more energy balls. Oh. Whenever he gets close enough. And if there's somebody saying something in the chats, I apologize. But I can't see it now because I'm so focused. Ryo was casually strolling, like, oh well, am I in a fight now, or am I going for a walk? Dodged me. Boom. And he's done. And he's done.
What are you doing here? Where's Landy?
The land is Sama is sailing the sea on a ship bound for Hong Kong.
So, Lan Di's already left for Hong Kong.
All this time. This is the first time we see Lan Di since the beginning of the game. I don't know why he didn't fly back, but maybe he has a special reason to take a ship back to Hong Kong. Perhaps he was, and this is really not talked about too much, but his purpose for coming couldn't have only been the Dragon Mirror. I believe that this ship that Lan Di is taking, potentially has more of Lan Di's goods that he needed to bring back to Hong Kong. The elbow assault. The ever reliable elbow assault.
You cannot travel injured.
It's my fault.
Don't worry. This injury will heal soon. Go on ahead.
Guizhang,
Don't worry about my son. At the moment, I don't know where Zhu Yuanda is.
Remember that line.
Instead, I will introduce you to someone I know can
Zhu
be trusted.
Yuanda. We don't know where Zhu Yuanda is. But who is this person?
Dao Li Shou.
Dao Li
one
Shou.
of Hong Kong's elder masters. The address is in there.
Or you could think of it as Li Shou Tao. Remember the backwards way of saying it. Li Shou Tao. That's who we're looking for in Hong Kong. But they pronounced it backwards in the first Shenmue.
thank you very much.
Elbow assault all the way. Greatest move. Now he's on a boat in the harbor. Strange that he's by himself on this ship. Nozomi.
Nozomi,
Oh, Ryo.
I scared you?
No, just spooked. You know, it's kind of funny.
Funny?
See, I was just making a wish for you. And you suddenly appeared.
A wish for me?
You are going to Hong Kong, aren't you?
How did you know?
I finally made Fukusan tell me. You've been so preoccupied lately.
Is that so?
I won't stop you. I know you well enough to know I can't. Here, take this amulet. I'm hoping it will keep you safe. At least that's what I've been wishing and willing it to do.
Nozomi,
I'm so glad I was able to give it to you. I've been so busy lately. Getting ready to return to Canada.
oh yeah, you're leaving for Canada soon.
Well, I gotta go home.
Yeah, well, be careful.
Okay.
Emotionless.
We're both leaving Japan. I wish we had more time.
And she runs off. But we kept her gift, and that was the last moment with Nozomi. Never expressed anything. And there it is. I pronounce it Nozomi, because he's always saying no to her. Here we are. Off to Hong Kong. And there's that music. I'll just let this moment play. No words.
He comes from a far eastern land across the ocean. A young man who has yet to realize his own potential. This potential is a power that can both destroy him as well as ensure his will is realized. Perhaps he will achieve the balance that will mark him a man of courage. The path he must traverse is fraught with adversity and filled with expectations. I await whilst praying for the realization of this destiny predetermined since ancient times. A pitch-black night unfolds, with morning star as its only light. And thus, the saga begins.
There she is. You never see her in the entire first game. Shenhua. That's who that is. So a couple of notes. Yeah, it is kind of weird not having Shenhua say it, but instead a random guy say those lines. Another note is that poem itself, it has a lot of meaning, but it changed in the sequel. So that poem is slightly altered in the sequel. And I don't recall if it had to do with translation of the original poem being fixed in the sequel, or if it had to do with just the poem itself changing. But there's a lot of mystery in that original poem for Shenmue. It's got a lot of meaning, and I think that has to do with potentially, obviously it's Shenhua's and Ryo's destiny, but also what they have to do with themselves in their lives. And I think it's a little bit better. I think the poem in the sequel was actually better laid out. This is more of a big beginning of the saga while they're still laying out the full plan. So it's kind of that. Yeah, so like after this whole experience, I'd have to say thank you guys for joining me on the Shenmue story that we're just beginning. After all of that, we've just begun. So, coming close to the end of this stream, a couple of notes. Tomorrow, we begin Shenmue 2. We're not stopping. The story continues in Hong Kong. What will happen to Rio when he arrives on the shores of Hong Kong and has to search for Dao Li Shou, or as we'll call her or this character going forward, Li Shou Tao. Who is this Li Shou Tao? Who is this Zhu Yuanda, or Yandu Zhu, which we'll call it Yuandu Zhu in the sequel? And how will they help us get to Landi? How do they know Rio's father? And why are they connected to Iwao, which is Rio's father? What connection do they have? What connection does this have with the relics that we found in the basement of the dojo? Why was all those relics collected in China and brought back to Japan? What is this mirror about? How important is this Phoenix mirror that we have in our bag to Landi? And what do the mirrors do? Why are they worth killing over? We'll find out more on the next episode. I love these. Shenmue 2 will continue on. There's Corey Marshall. See, cast right now, it says Corey Marshall. Corey Marshall streams Mondays and Fridays the gameplay. He's still on Shenmue 1. He's probably going to catch up to me on Shenmue 2. But he's still on Shenmue 1, almost at the end as well. His next stream will be Friday. But we're continuing on with Shenmue 2 tomorrow. I'm going to upload this to YouTube so you can watch this later. But then Shenmue 2, I'm just going to keep on Twitch. I figured might as well close it out with Shenmue 1 on YouTube so you can watch the stream update there. If you want to catch the future streams of Shenmue 2 and everything, go to twitch.tv/personalmagnus. And if you're here on Twitch, thank you for being live. My YouTube channel is Personal Magnus, where I do a ton of gaming videos, sketch videos, and of course Shenmue videos. So this was fun. Special thanks Cake Man and Hazuki Fan and everyone else who commented. This was a huge honor. Definitely follow me if you're watching this stream later, and if you haven't already followed me, follow me now. I'm trying to make it to 50 just so that I can, of course, make this easier to present to you guys and actually get some kickback for it, which always helps. And all I'd like from you guys is really a follow. That's all I'm asking for right now. But it's awesome. I love it when you guys talk in the chats too. I want to be a part of the conversation because I love talking Shenmue. I'm getting all emotional. But you guys are really the inspiration as to why I do this. And especially if you've been watching me since day one and you know that I'm going to continue to produce these episodes and you're here every time. To that fan or fans, thank you. I do this for you. But in that note, definitely leave your comments and of course follow, and see you tomorrow. Take care. Now I gotta save this. Before I go, let me make sure I save this so that in the save file, when you actually save the first Shenmue, you can actually, let's see if it skips. Yeah. You can actually use the save file from the first Shenmue to continue the story with all the capsule toys and everything else you collected and all the moves that you learned in the first Shenmue. So my elbow assault will be just as powerful. You can continue that onto Shenmue 2 and it just carries over. The original Dreamcast, because this game was released on the Dreamcast in 2000, actually gave you this ability too. However, in the US, there were many of those that were pretty upset because they couldn't necessarily do that. You couldn't necessarily do that because it didn't come out in the US. It only came out on Xbox and it didn't allow you to do that. However, back then, I found a way to not only import the PAL version, the European version of Shenmue, but also there's a way on the Dreamcast to convert your original US Shenmue save file to a PAL version save file. Then when you boot up the PAL game, you can actually refer to your original save file and then continue the game. And I did that when I originally played Shenmue 2 on the US Dreamcast in the PAL version. So it wasn't impossible, so you can't say this is the first time in US shores that you can do this, because it's not. You just had to you had to do the workaround to be able to do that, but it's certainly possible. Anyway, that's it. I'm done. Saving the file. We continue with that cleared file in Shenmue 2. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.